Let's talk more about that. Tropical Depression 2 is churning in the Gulf. We've had tropical storm watches expanded along the coast. That's from the Florida Panhandle all the way to southeast Louisiana. It is expected, per the NHC, to become a tropical storm either later today at some point this afternoon, this evening, or into tonight. Let's bring in Fox Weather hurricane specialist Bryan Norcross for more. Bryan, I will say yesterday I looked at this and I said, oh, but this isn't necessarily a storm, thankfully, that made very good use of the last 24 hours. It feels like we have some of the dry air to thank for that.
Yeah, the dry air has held it back. Also, its size has held it back. Remember, this thing started as an upper-level low, a large upper-level low that kind of worked its way down to the surface. So it started big. And when you have a lot of air to get moving, it's harder for a system to spin up. So had things gone against it. And then today, the upper-level winds have become kind of hostile. So it's working hard there. And there are things to see here. What do you see on the satellite? All right, a 2 o'clock advisory. 35-mile-an-hour winds. Hurricane hunters have been out there checking to be sure it's not a tropical storm. It is not yet, so it needs to get to 40 to be a tropical storm. Northwest at 3 and 1005 millibars. Now, the thing on this satellite picture, here's where the colors indicate the higher clouds. So those are the clouds that are obviously affected by the upper-level winds. And you can see which way they're moving. Look how they're moving this way. And so we already have a moderately hostile upper-level winds blowing across this thing. So that's making it hard for it to pull itself together in the center because things keep kind of blowing away. All right, let's look at this on the visible, and here's what you see. Well, look at the center there. Look right there. Watch it. Here it comes. Yeah, spinning around, spinning around, spinning around. But notice that the thunderstorms are down here to the south. They're being pushed to the south, and they can't really wrap around the thing. There are other bands out in here and over here, over to Florida. Some isolated bands are pretty heavy, and on up into Georgia. But in order for this to be a tropical storm, the thunderstorms have to form around the center. That's the only way that the thing can really intensify. Looking at the radar, and what do you see here? You see a whole kind of void around the center here. Here's that thunderstorm complex that's trying to form near the center but getting pushed south, and it doesn't look like much, but that's because it's out of radar range. The radars are all over land, obviously, and most of the rain is actually here on the north side. Look at it pushing up toward Albany, over toward Dothan and Valdosta in Georgia, Tallahassee area. Could be significant rainfall in this area in here. This is where it has been forecast as the system wants to move on off to the west. And you saw the way it was moving. It was kind of already making that turn off to the west. So here's the cone from the National Hurricane Center. You can see they reflect that. Just a little bit of a bend to the north maybe, but generally a westward movement offshore of the southeast coast. Now, we have new models coming in this afternoon, and boy, are they all over the place. I'm going to show you some of them here in just a moment. But notice what the Hurricane Center is saying. By tomorrow morning, a 45-mile-an-hour tropical storm, and then maybe up to 50, but it's going to have to find a pocket where it's not being ripped apart by these upper-level winds to get up to 50 miles per hour. So I think, it's reasonable to say, all right, it gets to 40, that's only 5 miles per hour, and maybe 40 to 50. So this is not a big windstorm. We don't see that at all. But when you have a circulation like this and it gets over in here, let's say it gets in here, now you're pushing water toward this very vulnerable southeast Louisiana and up into some spots here along the Gulf Coast. So you're talking about water rise that is going to have to be watched as it comes west, depending on the exact track. And then Texas has been in the cone, but I'm going to tell you that the threat of anything significant happening in Texas is dramatically decreasing as we go here. And you see, they were only forecasting 30-mile-an-hour winds, tropical depression when it gets there, so it was not going to be a whole lot anyway. But wait till you see the models here coming up. All right, so they just kind of squiggle around all over the place. But the main thing, they all kind of agree that it's going to the west, it's going toward Louisiana in one form or the other. But you notice some are starting to come here and make landfall or get very close to land, and that will, you might think, oh, that's not good. Well, maybe that is kind of good because it just is going to keep it weak. It's never going to be terribly strong. It would be weaker if it gets up there near land. Now, we don't really want to look at the individual models. We look at the consensus model, which is the best average of the best models. And you see that's what the cone is more or less based on. It takes it on across southeastern Louisiana and somewhere near the coast as a really very weak storm. And it doesn't even get to Texas on that consensus. And the Google DeepMind model takes it to about New Orleans and then kind of dies it out. It just thinks that the upper level winds are going to be too strong and it's going to run into land and so forth and so on. And remember that once it gets close to land like this, the circulation is like this, right? Well, where is that air coming from on the west side? It's coming off the land up here, which is by its nature drier. It's not tropical water. So that's an inhibiting factor. So all kinds of inhibiting factors on intensification here. Now, those lines that you saw a moment ago, they come to some degree from averaging the spaghettis. So all the spaghetti. So look at the Google ones. They're the blue ones. See, the Google ones all kind of take it in here. The high confidence that it's going into Louisiana as some kind of a weak system and dying out. Some of the Europeans are over here, the yellow ones, but most of them are kind of scrambled up in here, saying it's not going to get terribly far. The red ones are the GFS ones. And again, most of them keep it in this general area, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and kind of die it out as not a big threat, not too significant. But because some credible forecasts do go west, we're going to watch that. Now, in terms of confidence, we're confident in the deep red here. Confident it's going to be in here, just in terms of where the center is. Over here, low confidence that anything is going to happen over southwestern Louisiana and into Texas. So obviously we watch it. It's a warm Gulf of Mexico, but we'll see. And then with these upper level winds pushing everything south, look where the rain forecast is. The rain forecast is really mostly offshore, although still 1 to 2 inches in some coastal sections here. So we're going to be aware of that. Stay in touch with your local National Weather Service here on Fox Weather, and we'll let you know if any kind of flooding alerts come out because a line goes over one place for a good while. But generally, a lot of hostility going on here, again, for this system. I'm not too optimistic about its chances. May not even make it in the book as a named storm, but it wouldn't take much for that to happen. So we'll continue to say probably, maybe on the name.
Yeah, it's right on that line, right? But as you described, it feels like the window that it needed to become something more significant, that may be fast closing, and some of those inhibiting factors taking over. The confidence and overall the comfortability starts to come up with this. We'll have a new update coming up just a little bit later on this afternoon, 5 p.m. with the NHC. We'll chat with you then. That's Fox Weather Hurricane Specialist Bryan Norcross. Thank you.